morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. I'm Cinnamon.
I'm Allison.
And
Together
we are
ready to start the week. Monday.
Oh, we were so close.
What's happening with Max here?
Max is he wants to get close to that fire because it is cold. Alexa, what is the weather today?
36 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun.
Well,
Today's forecast calls for more of the same, with a high of 76 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. Would you also like tomorrow's weather?
No, that's all right.
No, thank
we'll
you.
ask you tomorrow. 36 to 76. You see, up here in the
I love
mountains.
when she says, I love when she's like, it's 36 degrees, expect more of the same. It's going to be in the 70s.
It's going to be in the 70s.
But the reason for the fire sin is not just the weather.
No, today's theme. It's in keeping with today's theme. We're doing Agatha
Tee it up
Christie.
for us.
We're going to, which I always think of T-ball, but we're doing Agatha Christie today. So we're going to talk about, we went and saw Haunting in Venice, the new Kenneth Branagh version.
Ooh, listen to that. Cozy.
That is a real fire behind us. Allison's so afraid you're going to think it's a green screen, but let me go put my hand in the fire just to prove
No,
it. It is
we
a
have a
real
little
fire, though.
footage here to show the fire up close in case you were wondering how a fire looks. There it is. All right. Are you upset that I just did that?
Well, I don't know. I'm editing it, so if there's no footage there, it's because there's no footage.
I took footage on your phone.
On my phone?
Yeah.
I might not use it.
When
We'll
you
have to see.
were making the tea, I was quickly filming some
On my
footage.
phone.
Yeah.
Well, I think this angle right here might be a better one. I didn't
Is
see what
it?
you did, but
Well-
I just am guessing.
No, that's exactly the angle. And yeah, that's what I did right there. Yeah, that's done already.
Beautiful.
So this is my
All right.
footage you're watching, actually.
No, it's probably mine. We're going to talk about Haunting in Venice.
It's just an Agatha Christie episode. What else?
Our
are we
little
gonna-
wildlife watch. We had a very close encounter with some wildlife this
Wait!
weekend.
Don't spoil it.
No,
Just
I'm doing this.
tease it.
I'm teeing it up.
It's-
Don't direct. Don't direct. I know it goes against your nature, but
No,
if
we
you
don't put people down. Once you
Okay.
say it, you don't have to put something. You can say, don't direct.
Oh no!
Hold for first aid. And we're back from first aid. Thank you.
So we're going to talk about Haunting in Venice, Kenneth Branagh's new sort of take on an Agatha Christie favorite Halloween party.
We have strong opinions, strong views.
Thoughts and feelings. Oh, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. We also...
Just wait. Pause for a second. Pause. Max, get away from the water. We don't believe in hydration here.
Drink break. Drink break. Everyone have your drink.
Take a sip. Max, gulp. You can really time how long this episode takes. Just
watch the fire. Watch the fire die down, and then you'll get a clue.
Oh, Max. Little known fact, but did you know that Agatha Christie's father was American and her mother was British?
I did not know
Did
that.
You? I know. I thought
so she's half American.
She is. That's why
no one talks about that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
They include a lot of Americans in her. She includes a lot of Americans.
She
in her.
does,
Yeah.
and that would explain.
Yes.
I've never ever heard that, and I'm an Agatha Christie fan of her books. I don't know a
Here's
whole lot
another
about.
little. Let me see if I can shock you with this tidbit. Only the Bible and Shakespeare have outsold Agatha Christie.
I knew that. I knew that
Did you?
she's like the number one, and one of her books is still every single year wins the best mystery.
Well, you know, the longest running play
is
her
Mousetrap, which I actually went and saw in London.
So did I.
With the original
I
cast.
think I was in the same
Joking.
audience.
Were you with me?
Yes, I was.
Maybe I saw it twice.
We
I don't
went and
think I
saw it with
you.
Jonathan. Yeah, we saw it with Jonathan and
Mike Fine?
was that his name? Apologies if you're watching, Mike. It's been a while. I have another little known fact. Did you
okay.
know she was the first? Well, I'm gonna make this into a trivia. She's the first Western woman to do blank, a sport, like the first in the West. What sport would that be?
Is race car driving a sport?
Oh, it wasn't that though.
Only because Hastings loves his cars. So I thought
that's
maybe...
a good analogy. That's a good guess, and yet it's completely and utterly wrong.
Did she do softball?
No, I'm going to give you
Soccer?
3 choices. Shall
Hockey?
I? Surfing, the first woman
No.
to stand up on a surfboard.
No.
Yes.
Agatha
Yes.
Christie?
Yes. In Hawaii, yeah. She was the first.
No.
Yes.
Agatha Christie was the first woman to stand up.
Western,
Allison, where did you get the information? Because this
Western.
is like someone who's trying to...
No, that was it said surprising facts. She still holds that title. Well, I guess she would, wouldn't she?
Who's gonna... Someone built a time machine, went back and said, I'll beat that record. I'll be the first.
She still holds that title. She's going strong with the first.
I think she might get to hold that title forever.
Happy Monday. Are you still waking up too?
Okay, let's talk about haunting.
I have one more little known fact.
Do you?
It's my last one.
Oh.
A little known fact. Back in an earlier chapter of my life when I taught middle school, I taught Lord of the Flies, which is it's an island mystery.
Yes.
But I was also, before it was popular, I was still very adamant that I wanted to have equal number female authors to male authors, equal number female protagonists to male protagonists for my students. And on a little cutting edge for the 70s when I was teaching, just kidding. Obviously kidding about that. But my other island adventure I taught when I wasn't teaching William Golding was Agatha Christie, and Then There Were None. And it was one of the most popular books that I taught, and it actually inspired a lot of my middle schoolers to go on and keep reading her other 66 works. Did you know that that's how many? 12 short stories. Was it 12? 13? 14 short stories. Sorry?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Haunting in Venice.
And I have to say, Sid, when we saw the trailers, I was dead set against going to this movie. The trailers really portray it, lean in hard into sort of like a horror movie vibe.
Supernatural, ghost-like.
I don't do
The
horror
Shining meets The Ring meets, what's that one where she's got all the hair in front of her face and she's in the TV set?
Oh, Last of the Mohicans. But I really am so against anything that's like horror.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing with Agatha Christie is she created mysteries.
Cozy.
They were very cozy, and they put everyone trapped in a little,
like
snowstorm in a
cabin in the woods.
Yeah. Well, never a cabin,
chance.
but usually like
But
a manor house.
You know,
we are.
It's never
not
a cabin
snowy.
in the woods. I know,
of course. Well, just in case, for those who are new to Agatha Christie,
there's never a
if
cabin
you're
in the
looking for a
woods.
cabin mystery, you're not going to find it with Agatha.
But maybe that's something
you will find
two writers
a manor
need to write.
Maybe.
And actually, we're in the middle of it. Copyright.
Dibs.
Don't. But I just want to say for people who are looking at the trailer and using that to get an idea of what they're going to go see, no.
Don't.
It's not anything like the trailer. I would never have gone to see it if I had seen the trailer. I did see the trailer. I did go and see it.
Well, you keep saying
out.
see. And I think that's almost, we heard it, didn't we? We
was
saw the trailer and we heard the movie. And
it was more podcast.
Here's the thing. Someone misdialed the contrast
they
level.
They tweaked it
so it's very
level black.
The contrast is so low that it's who done it, who's on the screen.
I think
who's
someone
talking
said,
right. I can't. It's really hard to see.
Someone said if we make this theater really, really dark, then people will be able to see it. They're like, remember what they did in that last season of Game of Thrones? Let's do that. Where everyone's like, what's happening on screen? What's happening on screen? And you know what? They went a level 11. They went too far with it. You can't see anything on screen.
They're like, we can cut our budget in half.
Yeah.
If we dim it all the way down and it's just shadows and shapes and voices and what's happening.
I do think Kevin Branagh, I think he found beautiful, I have to say, beautiful sets, beautiful, wherever they're filming in Venice.
From what we
stunning.
can see.
But I think he was like, oh, there's a power outlet over there. Oh, they don't want to move their, gaming console. Bring down the dial on the contrast, and no one will ever know that there's a family sitting in the background the entire movie, or whatever it was that he was afraid we would see.
There was something that we weren't
supposed to see.
I think someone said, you know what, because true to fact, really the trailer is nothing like the movie. The movie is very much more cozy.
I would see it again, because I would see it for the first time.
I think maybe when they sold it to the studios, they said, listen, it's going to be based on, inspired by an Agatha Christie. It's not going to be an Agatha Christie. It's going to be more, hallucinogenics used with Poirot, spoiler alert. So there's going to be ghosts and darkness, and it's going to be really haunting. We're going to lean into that ghost story, supernatural aspect, right? And then I think Kenneth Branagh did his little movie, and they showed it to the studio execs, and they're like, but this is an Agatha Christie cozy. This is not scary. And they're like, wait a minute. It's super dark, and they're like, now what do you think? And they're like, yeah, okay, go for it.
It's actually, here's the thing that they obviously didn't listen to our segment and don't realize there's a huge audience for Agatha Christie. They don't need to, you could tell he was like, he pitched another Agatha Christie, and they're like, make it a little spooky so we can put it, make it part of the October. Yeah. And if you sit between two chairs, you fall. And that's actually a scene where someone tries to sit between two chairs and falls. Look for that.
Did that happen?
Well, there's chairs.
There are chairs.
There's that seance.
There are chairs.
And someone falls.
Does someone fall?
Does
they spin? rapidly,
I
like
could-
a head in The Exorcist.
I'm surprised you saw that. I couldn't see it. I would say from the sounds, it sounded like someone fell. But that might have been the actual death scene when they fall off the balcony.
Here's the thing. We had to endure trailers of like The Nun, Exorcist 2, like all these horrific.
Can I just say, I closed my eyes because who wants to put that into your brain? I closed my eyes during whatever it was, The Exorcist.
The new Exorcist.
And it sounded horrific.
Oh,
and
it was.
sounded longer than the feature film we were
It
there to
was.
see. I opened my eyes at one point because I think I heard a gasp next to me. And I look over and Cinnamon's got, what?
Time to wrap up.
Allison,
That's
here's
scary.
a reminder. Ladies, time to wrap up.
No.
Thank you. That's really our 5
Alexa,
minute warning.
thank you.
That's more of our 5. We can wrap everything
We're
up.
still doing our chit
I
chat,
know
but we
we
can do
haven't
everything else in
started
3
yet.
minutes. We got it all.
To help.
The chat is the
Monday.
meat of the work. Everything else will
Everything
take
else.
5 minutes.
We run through this.
If you just hold
Hang
on
in
for
there.
5 minutes,
We
you'll see.
watch.
Allison, you've got some words of the day.
I have a quote from Agatha Christie, and I started to write. I mean, she has some intense quotes, and there were some that were very like, oh, double entendre and deep meanings, and I want the fun one. I thought, let's keep things light today. So I have an archaeologist, which was her second husband. Her first husband cheated on her. An archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. The older she gets, the more interested he is in her.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's so cute.
I thought it was very cute, clever. Only a writer. All right, that's words of the day.
So Wildlife Watch.
Wildlife Watch. Wildlife Watch.
As you know, we have our little ring cam, and I actually was scouring through our ring cam notifications to see if there were
many.
any exciting things happening with our neighbors.
Can I just say,
a bear or a bobcat.
I got really anxious.
And I think the most exciting thing that happened, if I could just,
I just want to say,
I know, you can just wait because it might be.
No, I was going to say,
but what I was
this
gonna
has
say,
nothing to do.
it could be though.
I'm just going to say, I used to get anxious at how much of our ring footage they save. And I was like, is that why sometimes it's pixelated? They're saving so much. Did you know when it gets to, I think, 60 videos, it erases them and starts to get like it erases.
Oh,
you.
okay.
Okay, that's all I was going to say. Because we have a lot. We get a lot of notifications.
Well,
okay,
for the neighbors, you mean 60 of the neighbors they keep or 60 of ours?
Ours.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was actually scouring, I don't know if you're listening. I was actually scouring the neighbors. I was scouring the neighbors to see if sometimes they're bears and bobcats.
I heard you say that, but I didn't catch it. I thought you meant like on our ring, the neighbors.
Well, so you know, on our ring cam, we have quite a few coyotes and little cats.
Yeah.
And usually the one precedes the other. We had a caramel apple incident this weekend in which someone threw out some little pieces of caramel apple out into our backyard.
Well, I did.
On this side of the fence.
That was
one
me.
ended up, yes. Well, it wasn't me. I wasn't here. But
can I explain why I
well,
did
no,
it?
because I'm doing the wildlife watch, so this is going to be
all right.
my moment.
I want you to tell
And then-
what was my motivation.
And so what happened was this coyote came right up, heard this commotion, not me, Allison did, went and looked, and from what I understand, the coyote was up against the fence.
Yeah.
And
have you seen that footage?
I haven't seen it at all.
Because you're
Just
not
from what you
describing
told
it. It
me.
wasn't.
It's just
I exaggerate
so
a little.
Honey,
He's not quite against the fence.
Do you have footage?
Yes, there's
Oh,
footage.
good. I'll have
yeah.
to see that. That would be great if I
Well, it's
could see
on
that
our
before.
ring. It's on the ring.
So based on your description,
Yeah.
the coyote's right up against the fence.
Well, a couple feet away.
And Honey,
a foot.
Honey,
Maybe two.
Honey,
She
she
does.
has the flight, not the fight response.
Absolutely.
So Allison opened up the door and Honey came running in.
The back
scruff
door.
of and so Allison had
Not
to
the
grab,
gate door.
Allison had to grab the horn. We have a
I
horn that
did.
we keep close by and blare it at the coyote. The coyote was not leaving. He was right up against the fence. He was not going anywhere.
I had to use the
Roll
horn.
footage.
I wish you had watched the footage first.
Oh, that would have been helpful.
It's just a little curious coyote looking at the fence thinking, what's that smell? And there he is. He's walking away. All right.
That's it?
There it is.
Do you have you blaring the horn at any point? Wait, did you blare the horn?
I did. I did because I was in the middle of a Zoom and I had to explain why I was running away. And I thought they heard the blare of the horn. They would realize it was serious. Didn't want them to think
You
it
weren't
was.
actually blaring the horn at the coyote?
Into the air. Oh, I just went off camera.
Was the coyote there when you blared the horn?
I saw rustling. I think the coyote ran away. Yeah. Yep.
That's our wildlife watch. All right,
Wildlife
next.
watch.
Current
Next
events.
Current events. If you like your... Oh, I don't like singing this part. Here, exit out of that.
Why?
Delete it.
So current events, we're going to use the word current in quotes because it actually happened in July of this year, but that's current in the grand scheme of things.
I had a teacher once say, if you hold your arm out, that's the lifespan of a human. No, wait, that's not it. If you hold your arm out, that's your height. No, if you hold your arm,
Two arms is your height.
No, but if you hold your arm out, my teacher said, that's the lifespan of Earth, and you're the thumb. No, you're the fingernail. Something, but the smallest part of that.
The tip of the thumb.
To that, and now it's time for current
So in the
events.
grand scheme of the, what do I
Arm.
want to say? No, of Agatha Christie's, like, sort of like that.
Timeline.
Timeline, that's the word I was looking for.
I knew.
Timeline.
I knew.
In the timeline of, like, Agatha Christie and her impact.
Yeah.
And,
Don't hit me in the face.
So all to say, July 2023 is still
Okay.
current.
It's
in the grand scheme of things. At her summer house, what was her vacation house, which is a part of the Natural Trust
Is that
in the UK.
fire still going? No, it's died.
Oh.
Oh, it's been half a day with this episode. Please continue. At her summer.
Why do you choose to say that in the middle of my story?
Because I just noticed it. I'm sorry, Sin. Yeah, I'm waiting to hear this. I can't wait. And I mean that sincerely. I can wait, but I don't want to wait because Alexa will flip out.
At her summer house, which was her vacation house, it's a National Trust house.
Yeah.
In July, a giant tree fell on the one road that leads in and out, and 100 guests were trapped for several hours at the
100?
estate. Well, that's not the. Please don't emphasize that. Let me just finish that. 100 guests were trapped at the estate
I wish it
for
had been
several
10.
hours. No, but listen.
Wish it
Let
had
me just
100.
say it one more time. If you could just not emphasize that. That's not the cool
Are you
part.
unsure that it's 100?
No, it says 100. And I know that doesn't sound cozy. So let's not focus.
It's not cozy.
All right, let's say
Just all
a
her
number,
guests. All her
a number of guests.
Yeah.
A number of guests were trapped at her estate for several hours, waiting for the highway people because they said the tree was not actually
Wow.
on the estate, so it wasn't their responsibility to move the tree. They had to wait for the UK highway people.
The people.
To remove the tree. They were supplied free tea and they played croquet to pass the time. Dibs, put your pens down. We're writing that modern.
wait a minute.
It's going to be.
If they could play
mystery.
croquet, I thought there was a storm, a windstorm of some
No, there's no
sort.
storm.
Well, how did the tree
No one
knock-
said storm.
Well,
the tree
tree.
fell down. Age.
Oh,
Age.
okay.
A little beaver sitting there at the base of the tree. Who knows?
England-
Let your
England is one of
imagination
the
run
few islands
wild.
that doesn't have beavers.
Let your imagination run wild. No snakes. We're all writers here.
I just made it up. I don't know about the beavers.
Use your imagination, but not that. And now, show and share.
Show and share.
Show and tell.
Sid and I have a fun little story for my show and tell. So
Okay.
it's more of a tell than a show. But you might stick in some pictures you find along the way. You probably already know this, but I'm going to tell it anyway. This is the story of when Agatha Christie went missing. So it was the year that her mom had passed away. She was very close to her mom. But during that same time, her husband, who she loved dearly, he warned her once he does not do well with death. And his way of handling...
He warned her. He married a mystery writer who...
Yeah, don't hit that too hard because I'm not sure. I think it was like an aside that I'm remembering. It's not part of my notes. But yeah, something about he didn't do well with death, but his way of handling her dear mother's death was to leave and go to London, leave their estate, and have an affair with her best friend Nancy Neal.
Well, I thought she was much younger, like 25.
A neighbor friend. Maybe she wasn't her best friend.
It was someone who was very much younger.
Don't hit that too hard either. But Nancy Neal is who she had the affair with.
He had.
Sorry. What? I'm so...
Did you research this at all?
Take 3. Here it is. So one night after a fight with her husband, Archibald, I think is his name, she went barreling out into the night in her car.
Okay.
It was found crashed at the very edge of a chalk quarry. What?
A chalk quarry?
Yes, that's
Oh.
it. A chalk pit. And so, of course, the first thoughts were, because she was nowhere to be found, her car was found, and people obviously there was a big search in that.
It was like front page news.
Yeah.
Like when you look at it, it was huge. I'm sure it was much bigger than
not
she
your
ever.
story. Not your story. I just want to. It was front page news. I'm sure it's huge.
I'm just saying. I think it got
No,
bigger.
that wasn't-
it got
that
bigger
wasn't
than
the
she
go-ahead.
thought it would.
And then she was found 11 days later, Harrogate Spa Hotel, where she had checked in under the name Teresa Neal. If the name Neal sounds familiar.
Ooh, she used the name of the. Whoa.
She used the name of the woman her husband was having an affair with. She claimed to be
Wow.
South African. And when she was found, immediately claimed to have amnesia and didn't know who her husband was, who came to escort her back home. She maintained, to the point of him saying, she doesn't know who I am. She maintained her amnesia for quite a bit after that incident.
You do not cross Agatha Christie.
Well, little known fact, she was on the stage trying to be an actor for the first 3 years of her career.
Really?
No, I made that up. But it
Allison,
helps
you can't
frame,
just throw
it
it-
frames everything.
If it's
It
not
frames,
true,
well,
then
no,
it's
it's
a
not
fake
true.
frame.
Writers. All right.
Finally, ending the episode with a little whodunit riddle brought to you by Reader's Digest.
Oh.
Gonna end on a mystery. Here we go. It's the empty cell mystery. Andy is put in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window. The window is too high to reach. The only thing in the cell is a shovel. Andy won't be able to get any food or water and only has 2 days to escape or will die. Andy can't dig a tunnel because it will take much longer than 2 days to do it. So digging a tunnel is not an option. How will Andy escape from the cell?
Well, Andy was a long jump champion. Andy uses the shovel to catapult. I
Andy
think you're
can't get
focused
the
on that.
running-
Andy's an ant and crawls up the wall and out the window. Am I right?
Andy's a person.
Oh, that's shocking.
I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to pause for a second, see if you guys can figure it out.
Well, they can pause themselves.
Spoiler here.
You don't have to pause.
Oh, so that was okay. Okay.
So you can cut the
All
pause.
right. There will still be a pause just because
We want this to be
the cut will be
15
cut.
minutes or less.
The cut will be cut.
No.
The pause will
Let's
stay.
make this 15 minutes or less.
And here it is. Spoiler. Here's the answer. You sure you don't want to?
I have one more guess because I
Okay.
did the catapulting, I did the ant, and I'm going to say that Andy can lean the shovel against the wall, and being a lemur can climb up. Lemur?
Well,
No,
picture the window's way up here, and the shovel's just this shovel. There's not a magic shovel. It's not.
Oh,
it's not taller
okay. They
than
can't
Andy.
dig the floor, but can dig a hole in the wall, put the shovel there, and use it.
It's not that they can't dig the floor. They can't dig a tunnel.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. What's happened?
Andy digs a mound of dirt to crawl on
Okay.
top of to reach the window.
Did you guess that?
So,
You're a genius if you did.
Lovey, thinking about you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the week. We'll see you on Wednesday when Allison is our MC. In the meantime, do unto others
as you will have them do unto you. And I just want to end with one of the deep quotes from Agatha Christie. She said, I've had harrowing, difficult, troublesome, horrible moments in my life, but I never lost sight of what a gift life is.
She said that.
Yeah. Well, not that direct quote. Something with that sentiment. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. I mean,
It's,
do you have the actual quote?
Okay.
Close enough. That's our motto. Close enough, guys. Close enough. We'll see you on Wednesday. Keep doing you. We'll keep doing us, wherever the two shall meet.
Remember,
Hopefully
the grass
here
is
on
always
Wednesday.
greener on the other side, but you'll never know unless you touch some grass.
Go touch some grass. Get off the phone. Get off the screens. Go outside.
Guys, open your eyes. Inhale, exhale, and enjoy the day.
Do you
That's
know
it.
when you look up, the act of looking up actually releases dopamine, makes you feel better. So go outside and look up. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
There's other reasons to look up, and you don't need us to tell you that. Enjoy your day, but always smile.
But always smile and
Yeah.
always smile.